Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today from Diamond Select, we are featuring Alfred Pennyworth from Gotham Before the Legend. Alright, so for those of you who remember, I think it was way back in 2014, there was the Gotham television series on Fox. And the television series predated Bruce Wayne becoming Batman. It focused on a much younger Bruce Wayne. And one of the prominent characters, much like in modern Batman, is Alfred Pennyworth, Bruce's butler, father figure, and mentor. So this action figure came out way back in, what was it? I want to say possibly 2015. All right, so this action figure came out, I don't know, close to 7 years ago. It features the likeness of actor Sean Pertwee, who played Alfred, and this is a really cool looking representation of the character from the television show. So the reason why we're looking at this now is because, you know, I'm really into the McFarlane DC Multiverse line of action figures. And I'm not sure if McFarlane Toys will ever give us an Alfred action figure. I figure if they do, it'll probably come either in a 2-pack or as a Build-A-Figure. But until we get a McFarlane Alfred figure, you know, I'm going to see if this is a good, you know, substitute or proxy. So let's get started. The box, much like all Diamond Select and Marvel Select, is gigantic. It's a huge card with this giant plastic bubble on top of it. We have a nice photo here of actor Sean Pertwee as he portrays Alfred Pennyworth. The figure looks great. As you can see, it comes with a display stand in the background. On the box, on the back of the box, we have some action figure photography of the figure next to the display, and as you can see, the display kind of emulates like a fireplace. Some other action figures in the line, we have Detective Harvey Bullock and Edward Nygma, also known as the Riddler. So, Before the Legend, I think that's what the subtitle was for Season 1. We have Alfred Pennyworth, and here's a nice bio or description of the character. This is awesome. I say this all the time in a lot of my videos. I really miss that toy companies don't provide any sort of like biographical information on the figure or the world, you know, the figure inhabits. I think something like this is great. You know, they go into the detail of Alfred, his relationship with Bruce. It's really cool. Alright, so let's get started and take this thing out. Wow, this is gigantic. Alright, so wow, I'm at a loss of words. I didn't realize that the display base was was this big. This is really cool. We have the brochure or catalog that's included with most Diamond and Marvel Select figures. Let's take a look at this real quick. So, Gotham Before the Legend. Alright, so if I had to guess, I think this covers maybe just Series 1. Yeah, so here's Series 1. We have Selina Kyle, a much younger version of Catwoman, James Gordon, and the Penguin. Those look great. And what's even better is that if you collect some of these figures, I think if you collect the James Gordon and the Selina Kyle, you can actually combine the bases to make this really cool diorama. It's awesome. It's a nice alleyway, and then features a balcony towards the top. On the back, what's on the back? We just have mini mates. So if you're into mini mates, you know, go wild. And over here we have Alfred Pennyworth. Alright, so let's take a look at Alfred Pennyworth. But before we do, I want to take a look at this display base real quick. Alright, so the action figure comes with this. It's a fireplace, and it looks awesome. Now, this does not have a separate stand. As you can see, it's a solo piece with a large base, with a big footprint, and it stands pretty easily. Alright, so it won't stand on my table right here because my table's actually slanted. You don't see that on the camera. But yeah, it looks great. A lot of room on the top of the fireplace. So if you're like into action figure photography, you know, you could probably decorate this with other things, like maybe like trophies, picture frames, weapons, you know, I don't know, all sorts of cool stuff. Maybe like a statue. It's really cool. Another thing is, you know, if you want to recreate like someone's office or den. For example, if you're into action figure photography and you want to create a cool scene between like Magneto and Professor X having a heart-to-heart, you know, you can have this somewhere looming in the background. It's really cool. Yeah, great piece. It's made of a nice, hard, sturdy plastic. And if you're curious about the dimensions on this thing, it's, like I said, it's pretty sizable. You're looking at a fireplace that's roughly 8 1/4 inches long and about 6, almost 7 inches tall. So this is really cool. Very nice extra bonus. You know, often with display stands, they're really, especially with the Diamond and Marvel Select stuff, they always provide these really great stands, and this one is no exception. This is awesome. And if you're curious, this is how it scales next to a McFarlane figure. We have the McFarlane designed Batman. And, you know, this looks awesome. If you're into fig photography, this thing will really get your imagination going. Lots of possibilities with this. Okay, let's go to the main event. We have Alfred Pennyworth, as portrayed by actor Sean Pertwee. For many people, you know, when you think of Alfred, especially live action, you might think of like Batman 66, or the Batman films from the late 80s and throughout the 90s, starring Michael Goff. But, you know, Sean Pertwee, you know, I think for the couple of seasons that Gotham was around, I think he brought a very, you know, he brought a lot of gravitas to the role. You know, very, you know, deep character. You know, he brought a very strong and authoritative sensibility to the role of Alfred Pennyworth. And it looks fantastic. The facial sculpt, it's a little blown out because of my lighting, but as you can see, it really does capture the likeness of actor Sean Pertwee. This guy stands in at about a little under 7.5 inches. So it's a very, very... All right, let's see if I get this back into focus. My camera does not want to focus on this guy. I think it's his head. His head might be too bright. Let me set... All right, let me grab a sheet of paper and try to fix this real quick. This might help. Let's see if this helps. All right, yeah, this is a lot better. All right, so here's a nice look at actor Sean Pertwee. As you can see, the suit is really well done. It's a very formal looking attire. He has the chain that goes into his pocket with his pocket watch. Nice folds. It's not creased or wrinkled too much. You know, with someone in his position, you know, he's not going to walk around in a wrinkly suit. Same with his slacks. For the most part, they're pretty straight and well ironed until you get towards the, you know, the bottom of his pant legs. Proportions look decent. His head might look a little bit large. I think that's something that we've seen with some of the other Diamond Select figures in the past, but it still looks a great representation. You know, even if you don't need this to portray Alfred Pennyworth, if you just need, like, in your fig photography, like someone that looks like serious or whatever, you know, if you need a mayor for your town, you know, this figure would easily fit the bill. It's a very serious, solemn looking character. And the suit, it's nice. It's a nice shade of black. It's not too matte. It's not too glossy. It's just right. Yeah, very, very, very cool. And if you're curious about how he scales next to a McFarlane figure, once again, we have the McFarlane designed Batman. And I think this works. You know, if Batman needs his butler, mentor, father figure, you know, here you go. You have Alfred Pennyworth. You know, he can give Bruce some advice on dating. You know, help him out in the Batcave, fixing the Batmobile. It's awesome. Yeah, so I think this is a good fill-in. You know, if you know, until the day McFarlane gives us, you know, actual Alfred action figure, I think the Gotham one by Diamond Select is a good proxy. You know, this is a good substitute in the meantime. So let's take a look at his articulation. Alfred's head rotates left and right. And again, I apologize. I know it's kind of hard to see his face. The flesh tone is not working well with my lighting, so all the details are just being, like, blown out. His head does he look down? Does not look down. Doesn't look up. His arms rotate. They go out. I'm not sure how far. I'm not going to force it. It seems like it doesn't want to go out all the way. It seems like this is as far as you'll go. Elbow bend. Elbow swivel. Articulated wrists. He has a cut mid-torso and allows him to swivel. And if I have to guess, that probably means no waist swivel. And I'm right, there is no waist swivel. Legs kick. It's kind of right. So this leg is kind of stuck. I don't want to force it. Leg kicks up about that far. It's articulated. It's a little bit archaic. This is something you saw way back when with, like, the Mattel DC Classics. This style of hip articulation allows him to kick out. He has a cut across his thigh. This is a little bit, all right, this one is not, this one here is stuck on mine, but this one's loose. Double pinned knees. And then ankle articulation. There is no toe articulation. And it's a solid figure, you know. I think in terms of accessories, it'd be nice, you know, if he came with, like, you know, a couple of extra things. For example, you know, in the cartoon and the comic books, you know, Alfred's always carrying around a tray with snacks and, like, a cup of tea for, like, Robin and Batman. But, you know, this is a different, much more serious take on Alfred, and I think this action figure is awesome. The facial expression, like I said, it's not the most expressive face you'll see, but I think for this action figure, it gets the job done. You know, it's a very serious expression, and it scales well next to Batman. You know, I think that's the most important thing. So how would I rate this figure on a scale of 1 to 10? I think for me, it's going to sound a little bit too generous, but I'm going to say this guy's an 8 to 8.5. In terms of articulation, he doesn't do a whole lot, but then again, he's a butler. You know, it's not like he's going to be jumping off, like, buildings or whatnot. It's just a great figure. You know, if you need a Alfred figure, you know, I think this is a good way to go. All right, so let's wrap this video up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So, until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.